Look, I be noticing how a lot of people look at me sideways sometimes, like I'm doing something wrong, like I'm missing out, like I'm wasting time, all because I choose to be present for my kids. Yeah, I see the looks. I hear the little comments too. Oh, you always with your kids. You don't ever get out. You need a break. You doing too much. Too much. Nah, I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to do. See, a lot of people get comfortable with pawning their kids off on somebody else just so that they can be outside, running the streets, chasing validation, chasing distractions, chasing everything except for responsibility. And then they look at you crazy because you're not moving the same way. But let me be clear when I say this. There is no job more important than raising my kids. Not a title, not a paycheck, not a party, not a popularity, not none of that. Because at the end of the day, I'm not just raising my kids. I'm raising future adults. I'm shaping how they think, how they love, how they carry themselves. Like that's legacy work. That's real impact. And yeah, it's not always easy. There are days I'm tired, days I want to break, days where it feels like the world is just moving fast and I'm standing still. But I remember and I remind myself I'm not standing still. I'm building something that's going to last, and that's going to last longer than any night out ever could. Anybody can show up for the fun part. Anybody can post pictures and play a role, but being there consistently, being present, being patient, teaching, guiding, protecting, that's a different level of commitment. And I don't knock nobody for how they choose to live, but don't look at me like I'm the strange one because I chose my kids over the streets. Because while some people are out here chasing moments, I'm out here building a foundation. While some people are worried about what they're missing outside, I'm making sure my kids don't grow up missing what they needed inside. Kids need love. Kids need structure. Kids need attention. Kids need guidance. You can't outsource that. You can't replace that. And one day when my kids grow up grounded, confident, and knowing they were loved every single day, that's the real payoff. That's the real reward. So yeah, go ahead and look at me crazy if you want to. You can whisper, you can judge, you can question if you want to. But understand this, I'm not losing. I'm investing. And what I'm investing in, that's something money can't buy back later. Because time with your kids, that's one thing you don't get a refund on. So I'm going to keep showing up. I'm going to keep choosing them every single day. Because at the end of all of that, I don't need the world's approval. I just need my kids to know that I was there. And let me add to this by saying, years from now, when everything settles down, when the noise fades, when the crowds disappear, when them quote unquote good times and everybody chasing it ain't even a memory worth holding on to no more, what's really gonna matter? It's gonna be who was there, who showed up, who stayed. And I refuse to be a stranger in my own kids' lives just so I can be familiar in the streets. I refuse to have my kids looking for me and other people because I was too busy looking for myself everywhere else. That's just not my story, and it's not gonna ever be. My kids are gonna remember me as being present, as being silent, and as somebody that they could count on. Not just somebody who popped in and out when it was convenient, because anybody can be around when it's easy. But I chose to be there when it was hard, when when it's boring, when everything is repetitive, when nobody's clapping. That's what makes it real. So when you see me and you're thinking I'm missing out, just understand I already found what matters, and that's just that on that. And another thing, a lot of people don't talk about the part where you have to sacrifice. The quiet sacrifices nobody sees. The times you said no to things when other people would have said yes. The nights you stayed in and you could have been out. The moments you put your feelings, your wants, and your ego aside just to make sure your kids were good. That don't get celebrated. That don't ever get posted. That don't go viral. But that's the work that builds something real. It's easy to chase a lifestyle. It's easy to follow a crowd. It's easy to do what everybody else is doing, but it takes discipline to stand on your own choices when people don't understand. It takes strength to break cycles. It takes self-control. It takes a vision to say my kids are going to have something different, because a lot of us don't grow up with everything that we need. Some of us know what it feels like to want for more attention, more presence from people who were supposed to be there. And that right there, that's enough motivation for me. I'm not repeating what I came from. I'm not repeating what I saw my family and friends go through. I'm building something better than that. So if that means I look different, I move different, I live different, I'm cool with that, because I'm not raising my kids to just survive. I'm raising them to be whole. I'm raising them to be confident. I'm raising them to be loved. I'm raising them to be secure in who they are. And that only happens when something and somebody is really there. Not halfway, not sometimes, not when it's convenient, but for real. So yeah, people can talk, they can keep watching, they can keep wondering why I move the way that I move, but I don't owe nobody an explanation, because at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, when my kids grow up, they'll know, and that's all the proof that I'm ever going to need.